Some very important prophecies are about to come into fruition. Prophecies that were once a far way off are now about to be realized. As with all prophecy, after it has occurred, we can look back and say, yes, this prophecy has been fulfilled. Again, we must wait for this prophecy to occur until we can say, look, it happened according to the words given to the prophets. Enoch prophesied that the flood would come and that Noah and his family would be saved. The reason for the flood was to cleanse the earth of all ungodliness that the fallen watchers had introduced to mankind. Both they and their offspring, the giants, the demons, and the sirens, killed mankind. Yahweh made a rainbow, a sign that the earth would no longer be cleansed by water. The cleansing of the earth by water was only temporary. As mankind continued, because 1/10 of the demons and sirens were allowed to continue to serve Satan, the earth succumbed to their teaching of godlessness again, and the earth is now in need of a cleansing. So these many days since the flood, godlessness has been perpetuated. It has been prophesied that the next time the earth will be cleansed of godlessness, it will be by fire. This is going to happen, so we need to prepare for this to happen. There is nothing we can do to prevent this from happening. What has been prophesied will happen. Luke 21:26 tells us that men's hearts fail them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. People's hearts will fail them because they will not know what is happening. The prophecy at 2 Peter 3:10 tells us, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." Enoch says this to the fallen watchers. Enoch 102:1. "In those days when he has brought a grievous fire upon you, where will you flee? And where will you find deliverance? And when he launches his word against you, will you not be afraid and full of fear?" At this time, we need to be reminded of resurrection. Both Yahusha and Enoch taught this is going to happen, and they taught us that we can depend on resurrection, no matter what happens during this time of cleansing by fire. When this happens, we also have confidence in the next prophecies that will culminate in the coming of Yahusha with his mighty host to rid the earth of all godlessness that was taught to mankind through the fallen watchers. Not only will we have fire, but we will also have earthquakes. This will all happen in one day. We will be ready for this to happen and realize what is happening when it happens. But not all people will know what has happened, as Enoch tells us in Enoch 23:3. Then when it makes itself known, there will be an appeal to heaven, to he who does not rest, to inquire what this is, while this thing makes the announcement of its presence. This thing that manifests itself is a comet. The archangel Raphael brought Enoch to the west to see 4 mountain ranges: the Andes, the Sierra Madre, the Sierra Nevada, and the Cascades. These ranges seem to fit the descriptions given in Enoch chapter 22. Then Raphael brings Enoch up to see a comet. Raphael is responsible for the location of this comet as it travels in space. When the comet reaches Earth, earthquake and fire ensue. Enoch 24:1. Then this which is blazing from a distance, that was held in that place for a time, will be made manifest to the earth, and the mountains will sway back and forth on that day, and the mountains will be on fire from volcanic action. These 4 mountain ranges are all a part of a major fault line named the Ring of Fire, and it encircles all of the coastlines of the Pacific Ocean, from the Andes in South America to Mexico, then the western United States to Canada, Alaska, Russia, then to Japan, the Philippines, to New Guinea, and then to New Zealand. When the comet hits any one of these mountain ranges, it will cause a ripple effect to this fault line, and all of the fault lines will move, and the volcanoes on this fault line will open up. These volcanoes will cause much volcanic ash to enter the atmosphere. Then all Earth will become cold from a lack of sun. This reminds us of what is said at Revelation 8:12. And the 4th angel sounded, and the 3rd part of the sun was smitten, and the 3rd part of the moon, and the 3rd part of the stars, so as the 3rd part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a 3rd part of it, and the night likewise. In one day, the earth will be changed, and this world system we live in will change. The earth's system is what many people call Babylon. This is what needs to be cleansed. Godless Babylon will be burnt and destroyed. All these things that are going to happen will affect all beings on the earth. Many beings will die. Enoch's words of encouragement go like this. Enoch 102:4. Fear not, you souls of the righteous, and be hopeful, you that have died in righteousness. Do not grieve if your soul has descended into Sheol in grief, and that in your life your body fared not according to your goodness, but wait for the day of the judgment of sinners, the treacherous watchers, and for the day of cursing and chastisement. The seed of Adam will be resurrected and will be joyous. Enoch 25:7. At that time, these resurrected will celebrate to him who is the King, who will reign forever, because he was a fitting sacrifice for mankind. Mankind will be treated with justice and will be changed to the same condition when mankind was first created, and they will be as dew that covers the surface of the ground. Enoch 104:1. I swear unto you that in heaven the messengers remember you for good, before the glory of the Great One, and your names are written before the glory of the Great One. Be hopeful, for there was a time when you were put to shame through ill treatment and the affliction of the fallen watchers, but now you will shine as the lights of heaven. You will shine, and you will be seen. The doors of heaven will be opened to you. And when you cry, cry for judgment, and it will appear to you, for all your tribulation will be visited on the rulers and on all who helped those who plundered you. Be hopeful, and do not throw away your hope, for you shall have joy as great as the messengers of heaven. What will you be obliged to do? You will not need to hide on the day of the great judgment, and you will not be found as sinners, and the eternal judgment will be far from you for all of the generations of the world. The writing of Enoch begins by giving us the reason why this book was given to us. Enoch 1:1. Enoch is one who is indebted because of what was given to him, which was a promise from the Most High. This is the word of Enoch, which is the gift of blessing given to him, which is intended for the entire bloodline of mankind, chosen over the bloodline of the fallen watchers. Mankind is promised justice, all those who exist in the very day of misery, when the corruption of the fallen watchers and their godless spawn are removed. We are writing these words because it is quite possible that in September we will see the comet responsible to hit the Earth. The next Halley-type comet, which comes from the west, is McNaught-Hartley, P 1994 N2, and is expected to be visible September 19, 2015. According to the calendar revealed to Enoch, the 19th is a Sabbath day, and the 20th is a holy convocation, and also a Sabbath day. Interestingly, this is the day of trumpets. On this feast day, trumpets are to be sounded throughout the earth. Trumpets are normally used to make an announcement. In conclusion, we see that prophecies that were once a far way off are now about to become a reality. Fire and earthquake will change the earth as we know it. These events are part of the cleansing process to clean the world from the influence of the fallen watchers and their spawn. The earth will be free of godlessness. This will bring happiness and joy to all of mankind. We've been encouraged to have faith and hope in the resurrection. When we rise from the grave, we will all see the result of the cleansing and exist as we were intended to be in the beginning. We pray you find this video to be a blessing.